Hi, today we're going to do a nonfiction book review where I'm going to talk about the memoir, The House of My Mother by Shari Franke. I like reading memoirs. I think they take you to places that you will never go and help you understand how other people live. Often we think, oh, that would never happen in my neighborhood or in my state or my country or in this day and age, but the reality is there's a lot of horrific things all around us that we tend to ignore. So I like memoirs because they show you those things that we often don't know about. And this is definitely a dysfunctional family memoir. Sheri is the oldest child of a family. Her mother was the influencer, mom blogger, YouTuber around the 8 Passengers YouTube channel. And she was a Mormon blogger in Utah. And she made the news in 2023 because Sheri's mother the woman who was living with her was arrested for child abuse, child neglect. Sheri at the time was like college age and not in the house, but her younger siblings were, and her mother is in jail for the charges that were brought against her. So this is Sheri's story of growing up in that world. There's a lot of like cultish behavior that went along with it, just severe dysfunction, and where the mother ultimately ended up with her beliefs and so forth. So I found that very fascinating. If you like cultish type memoirs about coming out of cults and stuff, this isn't necessarily coming out of a cult, but it has some of that kind of same feel of those type of books. But what I found fascinating in this is Sheri's story of living the life. She was the daughter of an influencer, and much of their life, basically all their life, was on camera. It was being taped and produced, and they had a manager, and it was all about more clicks and more views, and they would review products, and everything was free or tax, vacations were tax write-off. Everything revolved around the world of being an influencer and making money off selling stuff to people. And I found that fascinating because I think we have maybe a generation, or at least a group of kids now, that 5 to 10 years from now, we're going to have a lot of similar stories. Maybe not exactly like this dysfunction, but we're going to have a lot of similar stories about the children of influencers and what that was like to grow up in that world. A little bit of my background: I started blogging, I had a food blog since 2008. I still have it. I started in the book blogging world in 2017. And after reading this book, I'm like, I never put my kids a lot on camera. There's very few pictures of my kids on my website or online stuff, especially from their younger years. My daughter has helped me with my book blog since 2018, but she was pretty much an adult when we started it. And so it was a little bit different, but I am so glad I made that decision because it's hard on kids to live in that online influencer world when that is what your life is about. I highly recommend this. If you are an influencer, blogger, whatever, I think you'll enjoy some of the insight in this, or if you like dysfunctional books.